Hi, it's Tom from Leicester Fan TV. What did you think of the game? Now it's my turn. Good morning, Tom from Leicester Fan TV here. Bright and early up, so I thought I'll get me a review of yesterday's game sorted and online. Well, what a game. Where do we start and where do we talk about from that? Because that was a roller coaster of emotions all afternoon. Start from the beginning as always. Team new comes out, obviously interesting lineup to see El Canus and Buonanotte both starting in the game, and we've been thinking who's playing where, how are we going to set up? Once again, Buonanotte played on the right, El Canus was more central behind Vards, with Mavididi on the left, and then Skip and Diddy's your two midfield generals and the double pivot. And we kicked off, and I think after about 4 or 5 minutes, you could all tell the team looked unbalanced. It didn't look settled. The right-hand side, once again, looked weak because obviously Buonanotte has to work back, but it's not his strongest point yet. He's still learning that side of the game to me. Forward looks brilliant, but defensively it leaves JJ exposed. And again, he was exposed. And I just felt the team didn't look right. It didn't look balanced, as I said. Obviously, the first few minutes, it was all Southampton, and they win a corner, ball swing in, headed against our crossbar. And I think that should have been the warning shot. Wake up, Leicester, come on. They get that head against the crossbar, it fall back down, and Archer tries a bicycle kick and sends it wide. Then 6 minutes on the clock. And this goal, I sort of don't blame JJ's for as much. You know, fair play, Buonanotte fans, his man on the halfway line, and they quickly take the free kick. The ball then goes charging forward with Walker Peters, who just drives at our defence. There's no midfield closing him down. Gets towards the edge of the area. He's probably 5-10 yards from Skip. But Skip doesn't close down. Problem is, Justin then has to pull out inside towards him. But leaves a gap on the right-hand side. The ball comes in. And again, Camaracha at the back post beats his man Victor Christian to the ball and just slides the ball into the back of net. 1-0 Southampton. And I think we're all standing there going, once again, the ball down the right-hand side, our weak point. Something has to change there, because once again, that right-hand side got left, JJ got left exposed. And then you're sitting there thinking, right, settle yourself, sort yourself out. No, 20-odd minutes on the clock. Goal number 2 comes again down the right-hand side. But this time for me, I do worry, because once again, just in one-on-one situations, he can't defend a one-on-one situation for some reason. From where he was a few years ago, he doesn't look the same player. Walker Peters does 1-2 step over, dummies, knocks it past him man for fun. JJ goes the wrong way, and he just runs into the box. Well, Faz sort of comes out, then he drops thinking he's going to pull it back, and he doesn't. He cuts it across the box. But once again, the left-hand player, Joe Aribo, has the freedom of our penalty area just to left foot put the ball away and poke it home. Nobody stands near him. Skip and Diddy are both nowhere to be seen in that position for him. Someone has to be picking up the midfielder runner for that. Again, 2 really poor goals. One from, in my view, JJ, too easy, gets beaten way too easy down that right-hand side as a fullback. Got to be able to stand your man up there and not let him get past you so easy. But then as a group, the 2 goals conceded, just the second one especially, once again, it's all like Aston Villa over again with a free kick, ball pulled across the box, no one's marking up. The blue shirts are there, but no one's marking him. Really don't get our strategy, how we set up defend games, because at the moment, I've said it the last 4 games, for me, our best form of defence is just attack. Because when we attack, we actually look quite good, and we don't look like we're going to see goals, because we're attacking players and we're taking players on and going teams. Obviously, it was damage limitation again, a bit like the Arsenal game. And Southampton had 2 or 3 more good chances. And Russell Martin must be kicking himself, thinking, if they score 1 more, the game's probably dead and buried. Leicester still hang on. And then you get that little glimmer of hope just before half-time, where El Canus pulls up, gets the ball in the box, does a lovely half-turn, and then bends it towards the far post, hits the post. I thought it was in. We all jumped up in the ground. We thought it's in the net. Hits the inside of the post and bounces across and goes out for a goal kick. And you're just thinking, where's the luck today? We've got no luck on our side. This ain't going to happen. In fairness to El Canus and Buonanotte, I thought they looked good going forward in the first half at times. There was frustration. I think they need to play the ball a little quicker towards them and get the ball. When they had the ball, they have to use it better. Very much too much sideways passing for me in the first half. Not enough direct running from Mavididi especially. Bonotti was trying to make things tick again. But we looked unbalanced. The team looked unbalanced. And that's not saying that Buonanotte and El Canus can't play together in the team. But from a defensive side of it, Buonanotte and El Canus both can't be in the team because Buonanotte looks way, way off the pace when it comes to defensive side of the game. I feel sorry for Justin because he's getting left exposed. Where you look at Victor Christensen, he doesn't get left exposed because he's got Mavididi there, and Mavididi's a lot more experienced. He comes back in to defend his area he needs to defend. He wasn't great going forward yesterday. Let's not get it wrong. He didn't have the bestest game yesterday, Mavididi, but he did the donkey work well. And the left-hand side looked secure, and it's done all season in my view. I don't think we struggle down the left. Victor Christian's always got cover what helps him out because he can get done on a one-on-one. We've seen that. Half time, I think we're all sitting there thinking we've got to change something. You've got to put a winger on. You've got to put a natural gifted winger onto this right-hand side. One, to help JJ, but two, to get to their fullback because we didn't really test them enough down that side, their left-back side. Manning, who isn't the greatest left-back in the world, we didn't get to them. Half-time change, Winks for Skip, and we were thinking that's like for like. But, okay, Skip did all right in the first half. Defensively, yes, we got caught up for the goals, but didn't think Skip had a good game. And Diddy, on the other hand, couldn't pass a 5-yard ball to his own teammates. The amount of simple passes he had and he was giving away were pretty poor, in my view, from that. Second half, well, where do we start? First 10 minutes, again, I think Russell Martin hit the nail on the head. It was all Southampton. It literally was all Southampton. Again, I think there was a slight difference in the way we were doing things. I think it was better from Winks to be in there. He was passing a lot better and we were moving the ball forward. But again, Southampton had the chances. And then he brings on Abdel Fattah, who literally caused Manning problems. He brings him on for Victor Tristan. He pushes JJ from right back to a left centre role. We go basic 3 at the back. We go gung-ho at this point. I think it was 50-odd 9 minutes on the clock, and we made the positive change. He really went at Southampton. And Abdel Fattah, I mean, again, I wanted him to start because of the chaos he caused at King Power at the back end of the season when we beat them 5-0. And he caused them all sorts of problems. He scored a hat-trick in that game. Comes on, the first time he gets the ball and runs past Manning, you can see Manning's absolutely panicking now. What the hell do I do? This boy's got this kid's done me, and he's going to do me every single time. They start trying to double up on him. They still can't get a grip of him. And then the goal comes, and you get that lifeline in the game. What I don't think any Leicester fan saw at half-time from that first half performance happening. Ball comes down. Abdul does his man for fun and pulls the ball back. And Buonanotte, it's a great finish. It is a great finish in my view because it's behind him and he has to adjust his body to still get the right connection to keep the ball down and get it into the back of net because he can send that over the bar, he can send it backwards. He just gets contact fantastically right on the side foot and puts it into the back of the net. And then Southampton tails are dropped. They are completely mind blown because now they know we've seen you in the goal. We're winning 2-0 and we conceded a goal. How are we going to see this game out? How do we see this game over the line and get the win we need to first win of the season? Sadly not. And once again, that kid, Abdel Fattah, causes all the mayhem. And it's his original shots that cause the problem. He cuts inside, sends a screamer bent towards the far post and smashes against the crossbar. Ball then comes out to Mavididi and he plays the ball to back post. Abdul heads it down. We think it's in the net. Ramsdale pulls off an absolutely brilliant save. Credit where credit due. It's a brilliant save on the line. But you wait for the next ball because Jamie Vardy's standing there. And then, for some reason, the ball doesn't go in the net and it gets cleared over the crossbar for a corner. Now, at this point, Leicester fans 50-50 workout was gone off because for me, I thought Vardy scored. But Vards goes absolutely bonkers, pulling his shirt, saying, he's pulled my shirt here, ref. He's done me well. Faz, everyone was going mental. So you could tell something had happened. You couldn't see it where we were, that the shirt pull. You just knew Vardy wasn't happy about seeing and that he felt that he was going to score. Oh dear, Southampton. VAR didn't help you, did it? I just see. Didn't help you, VAR. As Vardy's about to put the ball in the net, Ryan Fraser clearly tugged his shirt. Now, it's a very small tug, but it's a tug anyway. And you know the rules. If you stop someone putting the ball in the net, you're going off the pitch. Now, Southampton fans will be crying at this point because at 2-0, they had a similar incident where I think it's 2-1, sorry, where Jordan Ayew pulls back his man. And that was probably more of a shirt tug than that was. But hey, some of them are given, some of them aren't. We also have to mention as well, by the way, Wout Faz with a brilliant diving header and sadly not at the right end. And hey, Matt Emerson pulling off an absolute blinding save. Vardy does what Vardy does, and at that point, back in the game. Two 2 game on here. Fox's tails are up and definitely, and we're going for this game to win it. And chances come and chances go. And then one particular chance fell to Buonanotte, and I think it was about 94 minutes on the clock when it fell to him. I generally felt that was the chance come and gone. I didn't see him winning the game. Leicester were all over them by this point. You know, that was 15 minutes to go when the red card came out, and it was all Leicester. And it was all Abdel Fattah running at them and having a go and going past his man and cutting his side, going to the byline, chipping balls to the back post. Nothing was falling to us. And then the ball broke to the edge of the area. I think Bobby Dobreed leads it off, and Buonanotte smashed it towards the bottom corner. It goes wide in the post. And you're just thinking, that's it. That was the chance. Until the 97th minute, when again, the corner comes from Abdel Fattah being positive, getting the ball wide to him early, and him running at his man. It goes out for a corner kick. And what can you say? The rest is history. I mean, I was buzzing off that all the way home. Look, you can't beat a last-minute winner. It doesn't take off it just doesn't get any better than that. Harry Winks plays the ball on the floor, and between Jordan Ayew and Abdel Fattah both running towards it, and you're thinking, one you kick it, just one you, and luckily it falls to the right man, I think, at the right time. In that angle, on his right foot, sends it towards the bottom corner. I still can't get over the fact that Ramsdale then started appealing that someone was offside and in his line of view. And 3,000 Leicester fans, and there were 3,000 still Leicester fans still in that end going absolutely bonkers, you know, when that went in. What do I take now? Because obviously we've played, we've got a nice couple of days rest now. Forest don't play till Monday night. In our next game, what we play on Friday. So Forest literally play Monday. They have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they play on Friday, where we played Saturday. And we have a nice 7 days now to prepare going into that game, or 6 games rest till we play on Friday night. What do I want to see change? What do I think I need to see change? And what do I hope Steve Cooper's learned? Because there's still things that will concern me about what Cooper's doing. You know, the lineup, the choice of the starting lineup, it still worries me. He doesn't know his best 11 still. And the fact is that we played two central midfielders or two tens today, Buonanotte out on the right-hand side. But once again, it's left JJ exposed. The question was asked will still be the question. And I'm still saying that once again, JJ can't defend one-on-one. And for me, Ricard Pereira deserves his chance in that situation now. But if I'm honest with you, I think JJ looks more comfortable as a left back than he does as a right back. I've said it for a long time that for some reason, for someone who's a right-footed player, he looks better on the left-hand side. And I think if you ask him, he prefers to play on the left-hand side. Now, Victor Christian hasn't done much wrong this season, but again, I haven't seen enough positive enough going forward when he gets the ball. He's put a few good crosses in, but again, he's still very dilly-dally on the ball. He gets beaten for fun at times. So it could be an option for JJ to left back and see how he gets on there, because also he's got more cover, but we also know JJ can get forward. I think going into the Forest game, like I say, for me, the team has to change again. And I know people say don't change a winning team. That's 2 wins in a row. We should be sitting here really positive and everything's la-di-da. But for me, I look at the bigger picture when I do these reviews, and always will do and always have. In my opinion, still something doesn't sit right with what Cooper's trying to do with the team. And we've won yesterday, but let's not get carried away. It was a win against a very poor Southampton team who haven't won a game all season. And once again, we've only got ourselves to blame that another first half, and this is another first half performance, haven't been good enough. And we haven't turned up to the races. But again, I'll still put some of that influence onto the team selection and the team looking very unbalanced. Second half, Winks was brilliant. He ran the show from the middle of that park. He was a midfield general. He was the one starting the plays. He's the quarterback we needed. Again, I want to see him play. You've got to play him. And for me, Abdul's got to start on that right-hand side. That probably means that El Khanous will get dropped. Now, that's nothing against El Khanous. I didn't think he had a bad game yesterday. He was drifting in and out of the game. He was trying to make things happen. Buonanotte, once again, was probably the one that was making things more happen in the game because he was coming into the thing, probably overloaded the midfield in times in some ways and clogged it up because you had Buonanotte and El Khanous quite close together at times because they both were trying to do the same stuff. That's probably what I mean. The gate, we looked unbalanced, especially in the first half. But the positive side of it, I'm going to finish on positive. We've got two wins in 2 games. That's 6 points. I said going into the next 4, what was Bournemouth, Southampton, Forest and Ipswich, that I wanted a minimum of 8 points out of it. I said 8 points would have been a good return. That was 2 wins and 2 draws because of home and away games. But for now, I'm sitting there thinking we should be looking at minimum 9 points. You know, with the next 2 fixtures, we need to at least win one of those 2 against Forest and Ipswich, because Ipswich don't look like they've turned up yet to the Premier League and look like they've signed a lot of mediocre Championship players who can't defend in the Premier League. What they have, they've signed Greaves from Hull. They haven't signed any world-class defenders. It's made them any stronger from last season. We should be going to Portman Road thinking we can get a win here. We can do, and that's what we need to do. And Forest at home, that's not going to be no easy test. But you're thinking we've got a good chance at home. And, you know, with they're not having their manager on the touchline, obviously banned, you're hoping that we can make it 3 wins from 3 and really pull away a gap. I said yesterday was a 6 point, and for me it was. That gap now is big for Southampton. It's still early in the season, we're still 8 games in, but to be, I think it's 8 points clear of them already, that could be crucial towards the back end of the season. At the moment, you know, they've got to make up 3 wins to try and catch us, and we've got to lose 3 games in a row. Now, it can happen, we've seen it, but it's positive that we're getting these points on the board and we're not playing full games. It was nice to see Cooper come out and put his hand up and say it wasn't good enough the first half performance. But I say, massive win yesterday. I think there's only one way to end the show, and that's showing the goal again. Drop your comments then. I'll come back to all you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you comment on. But let's have some banter. Let's have your view of the game, how you think Steve Cooper's doing. What was your thoughts on Steve Cooper's lineups? But for now, good night.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content like fan discussions, match analysis and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live thanks to our sponsors Everard's, Pucker Pies, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co and the Fox's Arms. For exclusive extra shows, behind the scenes, competitions and podcasts, subscribe to Leicester Fan TV today on Patreon.